Alright, so this is my highlight reel for the NAMM 2020 show, which is a big music convention they have every year in Anaheim, California. It was a lot of fun. I got to see a lot of great products, meet a lot of great people, and have a lot of good conversations. And if you've ever wondered what NAMM looks like, well, check this out. Alright, so I just walked in the door to NAMM 2020 Thursday morning. So let's walk around and check some stuff out. Alright, so when I'm looking for guitars, I'm always on the lookout for a good mid-range guitar in terms of price. And that was one of the things I was looking for at the NAMM show. And right away, first day, I went into the Recording King booth, and I was interested in a guitar that they had, which is called the RO318. They also have an RD318, the D for Dreadnought, so they have a Dreadnought version. But this was a great guitar. It was around the $600 price point. It's one of the coolest acoustics I've found in that price range, so check it out.
So this is this a newer model?
Correct, so this is a brand new model for 2020.
Okay. Very cool. Love the body size.
Thank you.
For me, that's like the right size.
It's really, really awesome.
Yeah. Nice. Thank you. Yeah. All right, so let's go over here to the Fishman booth and see who's doing some finger picking. I can hear somebody that's ripping it. Let's check this out. Killing it back there, man. That guy's awesome. Greg Cock.
Alright, so you can imagine how overwhelming it is just in the guitar room with all of the effects and amplifiers and capos and every type of guitar gear you can imagine. It's all in the same space. So it's just very overwhelming. But there was one amp in particular that stood out to me, and I think this will interest a lot of you. It's made by Supro, and it's called the Blues King, and they have a 10-inch, so it's a 10-inch speaker version that's brand new. It just came out, and you can actually pre-order those. I'm not getting anything from Supro. This is just something that I came across, and I was blown away by this amp. It was the right price, so I think they sell for $475, but it's very small. It's a 5-watt tube, but it's really loud, and it's super lightweight. Very cool looking amp. Here's a little bit of what that amp looks like.
Richard Smith with Super Amplification. We're showcasing our new Blues King 10 product that we've just put out. This is the third of the brothers of the 3 Blues King series. Included is the 8-inch combo, the 12-inch combo, and now our 10-inch combo. What differentiates this new combo from the other two is not only its 10-inch speaker design, but the power section is also a 6v6 power tube.
And how does it sound?
It sounds wonderful.
Alright, so as I'm walking through the boutique guitar section, I'm finding a lot of really cool guitars, and one of them that caught my eye was the Wide Sky guitar booth. And the Wide Sky, I knew that guitar from Gary Clark Jr. I'd seen footage of him playing this guitar. It's called the P125 or P125. They have a cutaway version and a non-cutaway version, and I believe the retail price on that was somewhere around $3,800. I had that sort of stuck in my head from the conversation I had with the builder. Super nice guy. Here's a little clip of me playing one of them. So back to the boutique guitar room. So I'm walking through there, and there's just hundreds of guitar vendors with some really cool stuff. But one in particular that jumped out to me, among all of them, for some reason I was drawn to this guitar aesthetically, was from a company called Soul Tool. It's Soultool. They were a Swiss company, and they had a guitar called the Laguz, Laguz. I don't know how you pronounce that, but I seem to remember it being around $3,000. But man, this thing was a work of art. It was just beautiful to look at, and I wanted to pick it up, and the guy was nice enough to let me pick it up and try it out. So here's a little clip of me playing that guitar. Really cool. Okay, so I'm in this tiny little room here, but I've got this awesome electric guitar from a builder in Switzerland. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this guitar yet, but I'll put it up on the screen. This thing is awesome. Cool work of art. And it's got a P90 pickup, it's got a humbucker. It sounds incredible. I'm just kind of noodling around with it here. That's the humbucker pickup. Here's the P90. Wow. Now that's a clean channel amp too. There's no distortion, no overdrive, just straight into a clean amp. One of the things I loved about walking around was all of the musicians. There were musicians everywhere. There was tuba players and drummers and guitar players, accordion players. It's all happening in the same room, so you can imagine what the noise level's like. But it's a really cool experience because these vendors that hire out musicians are getting the top tier in a lot of cases. So you're seeing and hearing a lot of really good musicians. All right, so outside of all the musical equipment and the gear and the guitars and just the chaos that goes on at the NAMM Convention Center, there was a hangout that happened that ended up being my highlight of the whole experience. And so one night there was just a big group of YouTubers that got together. It wasn't just guitar, although it was primarily guitar. There were other musicians that were making their living online. And so for me, just being with my peers and being able to hang out with these guys that I've have so much respect for meant a lot. And so that was a really cool thing. I got to meet Justin Sanderco, who I've followed for years, Justin Guitar. Justin is great. He's one of the first guys that I remember watching on YouTube. Marty Schwartz was another one that was one of the first. I always kind of lumped those two together in my mind just because they've been around forever. Marty was a super nice guy. We've never met face to face, and it was just great meeting with him and chatting with him. And he's exactly the way you would expect. All of these people were. Actually, that's one of the things that stood out to me was, there's no act going on. When you see a YouTuber doing their thing online like this, it's real. There's no acting. There's no put on. Well, at least not in the instructional world. But anyway, I got to meet Anthony Stouffer from Texas Blues Alley. It used to be called Stevie Snacks, but I've been following Anthony for years, and we've interacted, through emails and things, but never got to meet the guy. And we sat down and chatted for a couple of hours, and it meant a lot to me just to be able to hang out with him and kind of pick his brain. He's a super nice guy. Michael Palmisano is somebody that I met, and he's another person that we've interacted, we've traded emails, we've even talked on the phone, but we've never met face to face. He has a site called Guitar Gate. So these are all sites that some of you will know about, and if you don't, you should check them out because these are all top tier guitar instructors. But Tomo Fujita was there. Tomo is he's big on Instagram. He's big everywhere, actually. He's a Berkeley teacher, just super awesome guitar player. I always see his stuff, and man, it's like he's one of those guys that you love to see it, and then you hate to see it because you want to kind of put it down after you watch what he does. But anyway, he was there and just a super nice guy as well. So that was the highlight for me, was getting to meet a lot of the guitar peers, the guitar instructor peers. I don't know what we call ourselves, YouTubers or whatever. And I look forward to going back next year. That would be NAMM 2021. I hope that is something that I'm able to do, and seeing a lot of new equipment and catching up with old friends.